Hello Virgos and welcome to your May 2024 reading. So I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. You come in the month, like maybe something happened in the end of April, or you're coming into the month like this, but we have the Emperor in reverse. So the Emperor in reverse, you or having to deal with somebody, because the masculine is how we act, so it can be a man or a woman. It's how we're acting out there. But since he's in reverse, it's not going well. So it could be in his attitude, in his health, in his capacity to understand, be compassionate, in his truth. Maybe he's lying, maybe he's, the possibilities are infinite of how man or woman around you might be acting, or your own masculine. When it's our own masculine, it's how we're acting, but also how we're acting towards ourselves. So the second card is the Page of Wands, but with the Knight of Cups in reverse. So it's like you're soldiering through with, enthusiasm, hey, but your heart is not in it. That can be very dry. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Something happens because there's a shift. So, and that is probably going to be this kind of, I have to readjust my masculine, because if we look on the Knight cards, they are masculines, because it's an active aspect of ours. On top, on a horse, you cannot be more active than that. It's what emanates from us. And when our masculine, the part of us of how we're, the right side, how we're acting and so on, is affected, whatever happens inside is going to be emanating in a more distorted way. So here you're keeping the fire, but the water, your heart is not in it. It's not emanating, but you're going to kind of see why. Under the Emperor, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Eight of Wands. And we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords in reverse. So here, the Wheel of Fortune is kind of moving things, but you need to understand this, because if not, it kind of hinders what's coming. The masculine is Wands and Swords. Feminine, Pentacle and Cups. Anchoring energies, receptive anchoring energies. Masculine, forward energy and direction with the mind. And when I say that, I'm not talking about man, woman, okay? It's not a simplistic thing like that. So anyway, here we see that there needs to be something understood about worth, value, about the world being something that rejects us, that takes from us, that abandons us, feeling of abandonment, or we're abandoning ourselves, and so on. Having the Wheel of Fortune there, that tells me that things are about to change. Maybe you started making moves, but the rest of you needs to participate. So under that Knight of Cups in reverse, with the Page of Wands, I have the Ace of Cups, leftover Five of Swords. That's enough to reverse an Emperor. And here we have 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. So I guess he's coming to a conclusion of how, maybe this has been detrimental Sometimes, you know, if we believe that life is bad, filled with abandonment and so on, and having that, you know, I never get things my way, or I'm always the one giving and not receiving, or whatever is that thing. If it's a belief, that then the Five of Swords will make us prove ourselves right about it. So of course when we make moves, our heart won't be in it because we're expecting to experiment this. There's something big on Leo for that. But here you're hitting your 2 tens. That means the end of that, those 2 cycles, Ace of Cup, and then the arising. So that's why maybe you're able to be a page. There's that, you know what? There could be possibilities of something interesting, hope at the arising. Okay? Under the Knight of Pentacle, we have you, the Queen of Pentacle, upright, and we have the Two of Swords with the Sun. It's almost like you're making the decision, am I going to act like things are, you know, bad like this, and in this way participating in it, whether I want it or not, mirroring people that are the same, or am I going to choose to be happy? Because what's happened here, it's here we bottom of the deck, I have just Judgment in reverse. It's almost like these old things that weren't understood came to the surface, and you kind of drowned a bit in it. But this month it's going to push you to finish these cycles, giving you an Ace of Cup and an arising of things that can be pleasant, luminous, joyful, expansive, in the sense of expanding ourselves, not in a something that costs a lot. No. So at the end of the month, it's going to be a decision. The more conscious you are about it, the more impact it's actually going to have on your life. So let's clarify this for you, my beautiful Virgos. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Virgos for the month of May 2024. Emperor. Here's our page, but in reverse. So I guess in the middle of the month here, when you're facing your 2 tens, it's actually going to give you energy. Here I have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So we're not able to be in the here and now, and we're starting things but not finishing. It's like, why? Okay? Maybe because you'll have a hard time seeing possible happiness or you know, sun in the arising. Something brought that up for a good reason. Let's look at why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Because the moment you understand it, it's gonna provoke this movement of events. Judgment wants you to make the judgment. Wheel of Fortune. Make the judgment on the leftover. I'm losing again. I'm being abandoned. You know, I'll never receive love. Maybe that's part of the thing. Or I'm not available to receive it. Let's look at the, okay. All right. So it's kind of around the capacity, because it came on the side here, the capacity to build something with somebody. There's going to be a readjustment about that. That's the eternal single lady here. And our Ace of Cups is in reverse. That's what these are kind of the consequences from beliefs of having these information vibrations from experiences, you know, Pentacles. It's an experience. It's true. We lived it with our 5 senses. We have the proof on paper and everything. So this is what the Wheel of Fortune is trying to move. But you need to understand what the 5 of Pentacles in your life is all about. If you want this guy to turn and make you upright, Virgo. What do we have here? Okay. Okay, so they're repeating that Ace of Cups in reverse. With the World in reverse. It's like believe that cup is there, or open yourself for that cup. You need to because this is Temperance, this is Sagittarius, this is your house of belief. This is deep healing when we are tempering, realigning ourselves with, you know, that's the virtue of water here. Purifying the water, seeing the big picture, putting our foot back into the water. Here, courage, King of Wands, your fire. The moment you understand your 5 of Pentacles, that means everything that has to do with lack, not being enough, not having enough, sacrificing, the feeling of sacrifice, empty sacrifice, I would say. Okay, and your worth and your value in all of this, there's something that needs to be understood there. And the moment you do it, that's when the Wheel of Fortune is going to be able to turn for you. So that's when the Wheel of Fortune is going to be able to turn for you. Turn this guy from there to there. So it's a lot about being able to receive water. And what is water? Yes, it's love, but it's also filled with possibilities. It is our capacity to absorb information, insight, light. Light is information. Okay? Like a download is light, whether you can see it or not. Bringing light on a situation. And the water is going to mimic, respond to it, imprint it within yourself. It's your communication device with what is invisible, more than the sword. So here, it's almost like the parts of you that blocked yourself from receiving you through people, through the divine, through the plant, whatever. Okay? So here, those 2 tens, it's like you're arriving at the end of these cycles. So it cut open between King of Pentacles and the Magician in reverse. Magician in reverse is really, okay. King of Pentacles, we have the 6 of Cups, our Knight of Pentacles upright, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups upright, sorry, Queen of Cups, and the Fool. By going through this, it's almost going to give you how can I verbalize that? Because now the King of Pentacles is upright to make things happen. Your comfort, invest in you, invest in your happiness of the future. The Magician is in reverse because I think, you know, he needs to have the 4 elements mastered. Here, we just entered the 6 of Cups into our heart chakra, allowing ourselves to receive water. Let's see here. And it's enough to open the arising. You know, like that kind of, oh, a window that opens. Oh, 10 of Cups. And here you are. And here is the Tower in reverse. And sometimes we do need the Tower in reverse. The one that sticks out is the High Priestess. In order to hear your High Priestess, you need clear water, because if not, the message won't reach. And it needs to be, spiritual messages need to be embodied, not just spoken. They need to be embodied. And for that, it needs to reach all of the waters of the cells of your body. Your elbow has to agree with you. So here the Tower is gonna bring down what was putting you in that sense, in this. Let's look at the Knight of Pentacles. There's a judgment happening. And there's the Magician. It kind of flew to reverse itself, because when you're going to pass through this and allow the new water, okay? When we talk about self-love, it's actually allowing ourselves to bring new water that isn't tinted by the wounds of or the beliefs of the past, so that we can receive new information. If we want to heal, what's going to receive the, you know, high healing frequencies? It's our water. If it's arriving on this, it's going to turn around, because this is not receptive. This is, I am abandoned. It don't fit. So same thing for manifestation or whatever. It's the water is essential to be able to receive the vibration, embodying them. Once you embody them, then you can mirror them in your life. Then you can spread them. Then you can share them. So here, this is finishing the cycles of wands and swords, because you're going to get rid of this, because you're going to get new water that's going to help you get rid of this. Maybe you kind of grew a hard shell or whatever. Here to, okay, they're insisting. This is going to give you the pentacle to bring your 5 into a 6 of pentacle. Balance. But it's going to be a decision, because we have free will, and everything is a decision. Everything is a decision. Yeah. You can remain conflicted because you don't want to, you want to keep your old truth. All right. Free will. Or you get it and you're done. You're balancing your fire. At the end of the month, it's going to be a choice. That means that your consciousness will be able to flip in one and the other. Which one do I make mine? Which one will be the direction in which I put my energies and my things like that? That's going to result of my life. 2 of Swords. Decision. You can bring the sun back in your life. And that's going to be the title of your video, my beautiful Virgos. You can bring the sun back. So, on this, I'm sending you all my love and light. Don't forget, on the 1st May, it's Beltane. If you want to celebrate that energy that is coming down from the heavens, the goddess that embraces this earth and is going to nourish, put all of that love and energy into every seed, whether it is the seed that we're going to plant or the seed of our wishes and intentions, to nurture them and make them come to fruition in the fall. So, on this, namaste. If you want a private reading, very easy. Thank you for watching, sharing, commenting, and all of that. And thank you for your donations. It helps more than you think. And on a new moon and full moon, I ask the divine to give you back. On this, namaste. Bye-bye.